Welcome to this week's edition of The Heart of the Mule, presented by Taylor Industries, as I'm joined here now with Jenny's track and field thrower, Heavin Warner. Heavin, thanks for joining us today. Absolutely, and just kind of getting started here, talk a little bit about how you came to your relationship with Christ.
I was lucky, obviously, growing up. I grew up in a Christian household. My grandmother was a pastor of a church, and so was my grandpa. So I grew up in that environment in the first place, so I was really lucky with that. And, as I grew up, I kind of, shied away from Christ a little bit in high school. And then once I got here and I was surrounded by FCA, I guess, and some of my Christian teammates, I dive back into the God's Word, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. And just, kind of elaborate a little bit more on how you really became involved in FCA here at UCM.
Basically, I was a freshman, and I was freshman on the track team, and we have a girl named Brooke Swearingen, a very, very good athlete, still kind of my roommate today. She just talked me into coming to FCA, and, I did, and I guess it goes from there.
Talk a little bit about how you're able to balance not only the grueling schedules of, track practices and the morning lifts and all that stuff, but also your spiritual side as well.
Honestly, I put my spiritual side in with my sport. Like, I feel like I pray a lot, especially during lifting. Definitely during like squats. Like, I got, God, help me through this. And, I always try to go to church on Sundays. And then, when I did go to FCA as an undergrad, I definitely went to FCA, obviously. And, I put God in. I try to put God in everything I do with track. Always pray before the meet, read my Bible. I kind of do this thing where I write verses on my hand, kind of depicting on what I want to work on that day or what I'm feeling that day. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and mentioning it a little bit there where you kind of pray throughout meets, just kind of talk a little bit about how your faith is really able to get you in the right mindset going into competition.
I would say my faith, it calms me. A lot of the times I can get aggravated, especially with discus and shot put when it's not going my way. It calms me down. And then, I get excited, first meet of the year or something, or if it's nationals. My faith, and then especially reading the Bible or praying, calms me down, humbles me. So that's definitely what I need, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And, again, not only are you, an athlete, but obviously you're in college and you're obviously a student as well. Talk a little bit about how you're able to incorporate your faith into your studies.
Okay, so right now I'm a graduate student and all my classes are online, but a lot of the time we have discussion boards or whatever, or in my papers I would usually just plug in God here and there. A lot of the times at the end of my discussion boards I'll use verses. I mean, the last discussion board I did, I used 2 different verses. I can't remember what the thing was about, but I know I used some verses in there, and some teachers might not appreciate it, but this one's pretty cool, and he believes in God, so it's really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And just talk a little bit about a certain time that you can kind of think of where your faith was really tested.
Obviously, being busy, the busier you are, the more you kind of push God into a box, which is not where he belongs. So just being busy and being stressed out, it's easier to push God away. In that sense, you have less time, it seems.
Just talk about a little bit, what's the greatest strength that you find in your relationship with Christ?
It's hard, but I feel like I can always, obviously, call on him. I feel like definitely track meets and stuff. I talked in my head to him all the time, why am I doing this wrong? It's like, okay, it's not a big deal. We'll get through this. I think that's my strength, is I know that I can always call on him. In any circumstance, but I know it's a lot more prevalent in track meets. Just, I depend on him a lot more in those situations.
Absolutely, and you mentioned a little bit earlier about how your family has been really influential in your spiritual life. Talk about some influential people that have helped you grow spiritually.
Like I said earlier, Brooke Swearingen. She's probably the biggest influential person in my life spiritually. She lives God-like to a T, I think, personally. And just, I'm always with her. We're roommates, we were teammates until she graduated last year. And, you know, she is a very influential person on that aspect. She's very godlike, and you know, she got me into FCA in the first place, and just being around her is, you know, it helps a lot.
Absolutely, and you know, just kind of wrapping up with the faith side of things here. Obviously, the Bible's in your lap there, so tell us what your favorite verse is and really what it means to you.
Okay, so I mean, I have a lot of verses that I use, different ones depending on how I feel before meets, but one I fall back to a lot of the time is Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And I think this connects with me so much is because I often think things should go a certain way. I mean, I'm sure most people do. Like, why am I not throwing like this? I want to be throwing like this. Or, you know, why am I not getting, I guess, I don't know, my grades are fine, so I can't really use that example. But just, you know, I like to think, you know, my way is right, but it's not. I have to lean on God because He is all-knowing and He is all-understanding, and I need to put my faith in Him.
All right, well, Heavin, thanks for sharing. And coming up after the break, we'll be back to talk about the thrower, Heavin Warner, as again, 7-time All-American and 2-time national champion. That's coming up after the break on this week's edition of The Heart of the Mule, presented by Taylor Industries.
What if television could take us back in time, into the mind of a president?
This is our summer, Mr. Greatness.
And into the soul of a rebel?
I shook up the world!
What if we could know how it feels to shoot for the stars, to witness the terrors of combat, and know the heartache of those left at home? And why can't TV remember the heroes we honored, the music we danced to, the dreams we chased?
The hope still lives, and the dream shall never die.
No one tells our nation's story like PBS. Give to your PBS station and help bring America's story to life, now and for generations to come.
I choose to be a champion.
I choose to be inspired.
I choose the perfect fit.
I choose Red to experience learning to a greater degree.
Choose Red. Choose the University of Central Missouri.
Live with a human for a while and you get to know a few things. Like, I know she's actually not a morning person. I know she does strange tricks for no treats. I know that water makes her howl like crazy. I even know how the floor stays so clean. She's quick. But the one thing I will never for the life of me know is how she gets so tiny and inside that box. Natalie, how do you get so tiny?
Welcome to Taylor Tidbits here, presented by Taylor Industries. I'm sitting alongside here with founder and CEO of Taylor Industries, Mike Ballard. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Good morning, good to be here.
Absolutely, and go ahead and just tell us a little bit about what Taylor Industries is and what kind of services and products you provide.
Taylor Industries is a manufacturer of medical products. Our main thing that we do here in this facility is ECG electrodes, which are used to monitor your heartbeat. If you're ever in a hospital or say they do a stress test on you on a treadmill, they're going to have them on you to monitor your heart. We also manufacture TENS electrodes for nerve stimulating, and we custom build machinery to do different things.
And you just kind of mentioning here, this is your newest machine here,
Yes.
correct? And,
Yes.
and how many electrodes can this produce in a given time?
This machine here will run at 60 cycles a minute. It makes 2 electrodes at a time, so it's doing 120 electrodes a minute. So should turn out 30 something, 1,000 a day.
And with a machine like this, how long of a process is it from when you establish the order for it to when you actually get it here in the shop?
We typically will tell people it takes anywhere from 18 to 20 weeks. The building of it is not as time constraining as the ordering the cylinders that go on it. They come from a cylinder manufacturer, so we're kind of at the mercy of when they can get that stuff delivered. So, but typically it'll take 2 to 3 months from start to finish. Every machine we build is custom made, so there's only 2 machines that have ever left here that were identical twins. Every other machine, it's custom built for what the customer needs. So there'll be certain stations that may not be on a machine, or certain stations that have to be modified for their needs. So every machine's different.
This is Mike Ballard, the founder and CEO of Taylor Industries. This has been Tailored Tidbits.
I choose excitement.
I choose to make a difference.
I choose uncommon opportunities.
I choose red to experience learning to a greater degree.
Choose red. Choose the University of Central Missouri.
What if television could remember the heroes we honored, the music we danced to, the dreams we chased?
The hope still lives, and the dream shall never die.
No one tells our nation's story like PBS. Give to your PBS station and help bring America's story to life.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Hi, I'm Jason Ketz, and thanks for watching this week's edition of The Heart of the Mule presented by Taylor Industries. If you or someone you know would like to be on the show, email us at theheartofthemule@gmail.com. Welcome back to this week's edition of The Heart of the Mule presented by Taylor Industries. Again, sitting alongside here with Jenny's track and field thrower Heavin Warner. And Heavin, let's go ahead and get right down to it. Originally from St. Joe, Missouri, St. Joe Benton High School, where you were an all-state in shot put, but you also lettered in cross country, soccer, softball. You were a kicker on the football team, and obviously track as well, where you lettered in. Just talk about your high school experience and what it was like being a St. Joe Benton Cardinal.
My high school experience was good, obviously. I was very, very busy, and I mean, I liked it. I loved doing all the sports. I mean, cross country is probably like my worst one, but I love doing it, and I'm happy that I'm an alumni for Benton High School. I'm glad I can help represent them, I guess. I had great coaches along the way and great teachers, so.
Absolutely, and obviously with being as high of accolades as you were in track and obviously the recruiting process, just kind of talk a little bit about it and what made you decide to come to UCM?
Well, actually, I wasn't recruited not very much, because I was kind of going for soccer for like the first 3 years, and then I decided my last year I'm going to do track. My high school track coach kind of talked to me. It's like, your future's in track. So that's kind of where I led from there. And basically I started looking around D2 schools, and University of Central Missouri was high on that list. I looked at Northwest, but I guess it wasn't quite far enough from home. I wanted to be like, a little far away, but not too far away, I guess. So 2 hours seemed like a good option.
Absolutely, and coming in your freshman year and just kind of talk a little bit about, the transition that it is going from high school to college in athletics.
Huge transition. I mean, I go from doing 5 to 6 sports to 1, but the difference is, like, this track program is, it's crazy different. You do so much more. We have 6 a.m. weightlifting, and then we have to practice from 3:45 to sometimes 7 at night. So it was a lot. I mean, it was definitely doable, obviously, but just a lot different than, what I experienced in high school, which is kind of what I expected in the first place, but it was good.
Absolutely, and in your freshman year at the indoor meet for the MIAA championships, you take 7th place in the weight throw. Just talk a little bit about how, that first MIAA championships experience in the indoor, and, did you feel like you performed at the highest level you could?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, obviously I was nervous. I was a freshman going to conference, and that's a huge deal. So yeah, I was definitely nervous, and I felt good about my weight. I did the best I possibly could, and it was good.
Yeah, absolutely. And then in that outdoor season, coming off the indoor there, 4th in the hammer throw and 8th in shot put at the MIAA championships, and again, that was your first full season under your belt, and how well do you think you did as far as being able to take on the responsibility of having 2 seasons in 1 year?
Honestly, I think I did well. Conference, I ended off really, really well. I was definitely surprised by how well I did. Hammer went great, and then shot, I had a huge PR at conference and was able to place 8th. So it was really cool, and it's a long season, but I almost made it to nationals and hammer that year, just missed out, but it was a good season for sure.
Absolutely, and you come back your sophomore season, and you ended up redshirting, and I know we've talked before about how you were kind of recovering from an injury as well, and that was definitely something that Coach Tuck was saying, that it was really your sophomore year was when you really kind of turned on the switch and everything. So just talk about that redshirt season and what it really did for you.
Okay, well, it obviously started the summer before. We trained during the summer, and Tucker would have me do 200 hammer turns before I'd even start hammer practice. So I really think that helped me out a lot. And then my sophomore year, everything just picked up, like my redshirt sophomore year, everything just picked up. I was now throwing like 60 foot in the weight, which was crazy because I came from 52, and then discus was never my event, and then I somehow throw like 47 meters or something, and then hammer shot up later to about 62 meters, and then I don't even remember what my shot was. It was a good one still.
But and going into that redshirt sophomore season, 4th at the 6th at the MIAA championships in shot, and then you qualified for nationals in the weight throw as well. Just talk about that, that season where you qualified for nationals for the first time. So talk a little bit about, that experience of going to the national championships for the first time.
It was really exciting and really nerve-wracking. I remember in the hotel room, I got down on my knees and I had to pray for a while because I had to calm down. I was so nervous, shaky, so I just had to, I had to pray. And it turned out really well. I threw basically right at my PR basically, and it was a good meet for sure, and I learned a lot, definitely, how to compete at that kind of level. So it was good.
Yeah, and not only were you 4th in the weight throw at the national champions, but you were the MIAA champion in the weight throw as well. Talk about just getting that first MIAA championship and how what it meant to you.
It was just kind of surprising. The previous years, freshman, I never really thought that I'd, be, I guess, where I was. And it felt really good. I felt really like I did really well, I guess. And, I was really excited. And it's not easy to win a MIAA championship. It's not, because everybody is so good. So it's not easy. So I guess it was a really cool experience.
Yes. Absolutely, and you kind of carried that momentum from the indoor season to the outdoor season that year where again, you qualified for nationals in not only the shot put, not only discus, but also in the hammer as well. So kind of the little trifecta there. And you were a national champion in the hammer throw, and you took 5th place in discus as well. So just talk a little bit about just kind of the building blocks of now, going into that second outdoor and, being able to come away as a national champion.
Well, obviously a lot of work gets put into that. As soon as indoors over, we start the heavy lifting again, just so we're not peaking. The heavy lifting and a lot of throws, like a ton of throws. We're on that point right now, I guess. And so, we get there and, I knew I had the chance to win nationals, but you never really know what's gonna happen. And so with hammer, my first 2 throws were fouls, and then I was able to get one in at 59, which was really cool. And then I built on that. And so that was really good. Really nerve-wracking. I think I almost gave Tucker a heart attack. Me too, probably. And then discus was a lot more relaxing in a sense, okay, hammer went good, but discus was, it went a lot better than I thought it would be. I was able to get a good throw in to set me up for finals and, take it from there, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you come back your redshirt junior year and you're 2nd in the weight throw at the national championships and 12th in shot put. And you were the MIAA champion in both of those events as well. Just kind of talk again about, you've been building up this momentum and you've really been able to set yourself up well for success.
Okay. Like I said, a lot of work goes into every season. With the weight, I was able to pick up speed, and I was now doing a 3-turn, which gives me a bigger chance to throw it farther. And so that day in weight, I was just, I felt like I was on. I was really on. In between each throw, I'd go pray. So that's just what I needed to keep calm. But I was really together that day. And gosh, I can't remember. I was ranked, I was in 1st for a while, and then the Winona girl, she did a 2-turn, and she's a crazy athlete, but it's awesome.
Absolutely. And then in the outdoor, you repeat as the national champion in the hammer throw, and then you competed at the USA National Championships as well. And, just again, you were a High Point Award at the national championships with a teammate, Erica Kenzie. Talk about repeating as a national champion.
It felt good. Tucker told me before, he's like, I've never had an athlete to repeat a national championship, and so this is gonna be really hard. And it's just it's scary, because it's like, okay, you're expected. I felt a lot of pressure that year, which, we had a chance to win nationals as a team, both indoor and outdoor, obviously. And it was a lot of pressure, but it felt good to be able to win another national championship in hammer. It just, great, I guess.
Absolutely. And then, coming off now your senior season, you get 2nd in the shot put in the weight throw at an indoor at the national championships. And, again, we were talking off camera about Cassie Caswell just kind of catching you there at the end. Talk about, just your last indoor national championship performance.
Okay. From years previously, I had, my mindset is I needed to get an All-American in shot. That was my goal, because I missed out on it twice outdoor, once indoor, and it was frustrating, because it's like, I know I'm a good shot putter, so I need to do it. Yeah. And then it worked out really well. I was having good practices the week before, and then so the nationals I hit, I'm trying to think, my first throw was like a 14 something, and then my second throw, I got the school record. So I was just, I was happy then, and Tucker's like, that throw made it to finals, but do we really want to stop there? And I was like, oh, obviously. Yeah. So then my 3rd throw, I hit 16.02, which I definitely did not expect that. So it was crazy. I don't know, I'm still excited about that. Yeah. And then weight, I think it was my first throw, I hit the 21.94, like a centimeter or something right underneath my PR, which we were all really excited about. And then the Winona girl, busts out like something crazy. So the only way I could even get close to her was to go faster than I've ever been before. So that's what we tried doing, which it was fine. I had some good throws, just pulled the crap out of it. But I was really satisfied with my nationals meet. It was good. And then my teammates did great. So
absolutely. And just kind of wrapping up here, and we're in the start of the outdoor season now, and You know, you've been able to really, you know, set yourself up well. You can get out of here with 3 national championships in the hammer throw. Is that your ultimate goal this year?
Definitely for hammer. I want to definitely win. You know, I want to make it a three-peat. You know, I don't know. I guess there's a pressure again. Like, I'm supposed to win it, so I need to go out and do it. Again, best of luck to you throughout the rest of this season, and we can only hope that, you know, you'll bring home that 3rd one for us. Yeah. Absolutely. And again, thank you for joining us for this week's edition of the Heart of the Mule presented by Industries. Again, thank you to Heavin for joining us today. That's it for this week's edition. I'm your host, Jason Ketz. We'll be back next week. Hi, I'm Jason Ketz, and thanks for watching this week's edition of the Heart of the Mule presented by Taylor Industries. If you or someone you know would like to be on the show, email us at theheartofthemule@gmail.com.